G'day, in this video we're going to be taking a look at the clutch on my 2008 Suzuki V-Strom 650. Just recently I've started to notice that it smells like it's burning. I'm on a longer ride doing a lot of hills. I smelt what smelled like clutch burning, and just recently riding to work, sitting at the lights in gear with the clutch in, I could smell it burning. So I went and bought a clutch cover gasket for it. I actually have an old motor but the clutch is still good in it, so we may end up using the clutch plates out of that if they're still within spec. So this is the original motor out of this bike. It has done about 135,000 Ks. It was burning a lot of oil, and that's why I took it out of the bike. But the clutch always felt really good on it. Had a nice feel to it. I never had an issue. I always found that surprising because I give the clutch a very hard time. These bikes aren't geared to be doing the steep hills and the technical trails I do, so I'm riding the clutch a lot. So this engine had done about 90,000 kilometers when I put it in. I've done another 5,000 Ks, but this clutch has always felt a bit funny. It doesn't have a good feel to it. The friction point seems to change. Yeah, I noticed my gear changes aren't as smooth. I'm stalling it a lot. Doing slow speed stuff I find a lot harder. So yeah, and lately it's been burning. So we'll pull it out, see what's going on. See if there's any damage. Could be the springs, could be the plates. Maybe it's an aftermarket clutch, I'm not sure. We'll open her up, see what's going on. First job's drain the coolant. This is the water pump just here. Oh, that's tight. If you take just the plug out, not much will come out of it, but once you open the radiator cap, she'll start pouring out. Maybe. Oh, there she goes. So next I need to take the foot peg off to get that out the road. That's it. Righto, that should be fine there. I just need it out the road a bit. Now I'm actually going to put it on the side stand now. Rightio, so we need to remove the radiator hose. Another little hose in there too. I guess I'm going to have to remove. So we just squeeze this little clamp, push it back, there we go. Sometimes these hoses, you just got to give them a little twist, break the seal. There we go. So next up we need to undo all these bolts around the cover. It's a 8mm socket, and I've just put a 10 in there for some reason. Oh no, 8mm socket. Yep. These three will probably be longer, and I'm hoping the rest are all the same. Otherwise I've got to try and keep them all in order if they're all different. To this stage you really should drain your oil too, but I'm going to see if I can get away with it. And pretty soon you'll find out if you can get away with it too. So when I went and bought the clutch cover gasket, I asked to get a price on a genuine Suzuki clutch plate kit. And he said they don't keep them in stock in Australia because nobody is buying them. And he said if you have to replace your clutch, you'll be the first person in history. So I find that a bit hard to believe that out of all the V-Stroms sold over the world in the last 20 years, nobody's ever had to replace a clutch. There are some aftermarket ones available. They're around $160, I think. There's some on eBay for about 70 or 80. I probably would not recommend that. Yeah, the genuine ones, I have seen them for sale overseas, and they look like they're about $250 maybe. So pretty expensive. I'm actually hoping to use clutch out of my original engine if it's still within spec. So that's the 3 bolts out of the pump, and all the rest are the same size. So this sits on dowel, so it's got to come straight out. There's a little tab under there, I can just lever off. Oh, there we go. More coolant and oil, bloody hell. So yes, you should drain the oil first. Righto, quick look inside. That's what's driving your water pump. Just driving off this gear here, that'd be a camshaft chain. 1 dowel there. And the other dowel is just there. Let's have a look what happens when I pull the clutch lever in. Oh yeah, 10mm socket. So we try and take this out nice and even, just go bit by bit. Righto, so this should come out. Yep. Now we start pulling these out. So these should be 2.92 thick, 3mm thick, 292 to 3.08. I'd call that 3. What are they, 11.5? 13.8 there. 13.8. Springs are supposed to be 50.5. 50, so that's a bit under. Maybe just my springs have had it. Yeah, let's get the rest of these out. Righto, that's all of them. We have 6 clutch plates, the friction plates, and then 6 steels, and then we have the one that's a bit narrower. Righto, well, I'm going to have to pull out the clutch on the old motor and see what that looks like. So this is the clutch out of my original motor. There she is there. So what I found, the springs are within tolerance. The clutch plates are at the top of the tolerance. So this is the motor, this is the clutch out of the motor that's in the bike now. So both clutches have the same markings on them, so I believe these are the original clutch plates. These springs were undersized, so they have had it. So what I'm going to do is fit the clutch and springs out of my original motor into the new motor. Probably not best practice, you're better off replacing it while it's apart, but yeah, like I said, they're at the top of their specs, they've got a lot of life left in them, the springs are good, everything else is good with that clutch, so it's going back in. So I've cleaned up all the old gasket material, doing my best to keep any little bits out of the motor. Rightio, let's start putting it all back together again. Okay, dowels. DL's in. They probably don't need to go in just yet, do they? Doesn't matter. So this is the first friction plate to go in. It is thinner across this measurement here. So that's the first one. Does it fit? Yes. Steel. And we just alternate in between the fibres and the steels. His clutch wasn't actually slipping or anything, but it just smelt like it was burning every time I pulled up, had the clutch in. And I've never liked the feel of it, so I was looking for excuses to pull it out. We'll just double check these springs, make sure I didn't mix them up. Yep. $51. Work our way around these springs, turn them up nice and even. Now we're starting to pull up tight now. Righto, hold on. So I've just cleaned up all that gasket material best I could. Righto, which way around does this go? Looks like that way, doesn't it? Let's get on the dowels carefully. Oops. Stick it on. You stick it on. That side seems to be done up. Oh, oops, gear, that's what. Okay, how do I do that? My water pump gear's not lining up, that's all right. Glad I didn't keep hammering that. That one back on there. Righto, that's on, bolts are on, that's on. Got to check my brake light is working. Okay, so we've got the oil topped up, we've got the coolant topped up, I've got the clutch lever adjusted. Time for a test run. Righto, the clutch is feeling nice. We'll get some heat into it, get the bike warmed up, and then I'll test it. I'll stop and pull the clutch in and just see if I can smell anything. Oh man, she's chilly. Oh. I'll put my lighter gloves on so I've got a better feel for the clutch. I'm going to put these grips on. I did spill a lot of oil on my exhaust, so I can smell it burning. Oh. See what we'll do. Getting a bit of heat into it. Let's just see how it feels, nice and slow. Feet up, just all clutch there, very good, feels heaps better. Try the same standing up. Should look up. Better. Rightio, well that was a job well done. I'm going to go and reward myself with a vanilla slice. Australia's Best Pies award-winning vanilla slice. Oh dear. Oh, there's that neck warmer. Yeah. We should check, I don't have a leak. No, don't have a puddle of oil or coolant under me. I think we're good. So I'm really happy with how that's turned out. This clutch feels a lot better. Those plates had more life in it than the old ones, and the springs are a lot better. So I may as well use them. No point going out and buying a new clutch when I've got one that's perfectly fine there. So I'm happy I got some use out of the old motor. I did have big plans of rebuilding that, but I haven't got far with it. I haven't even looked at it since I pulled it out. Rightio, well thanks a lot for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.